What's up, Taiwan? I'm Reece with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Lai Ching-te has delivered his first Lunar New Year address as Taiwan's president. In the video, an annual tradition in Taiwan, Lai thanked the military and emergency responders for giving the country peace of mind during the national holiday. Lai also announced a government project promoting overseas programs for Taiwan's youth and reaffirmed his commitment to protecting the lives of every citizen.
我也要感谢大家过去1年的努力，我们一起度过许多挑战，让台湾继续进步发展，在国际上扮演更重要的角色。每一位国人都是台湾英雄。新的1年，政府也会继续努力，建设国家，发展经济，造福国人。
It's Lunar New Year's Eve, but in parts of southern Taiwan still recovering from last week's 6.2 earthquake, there's little mood for celebration. Many homes that weathered the first shock are now showing signs of damage. And while there is help for affected people, aftershocks keep coming and the mood is sober. John Van Trieste reports.
This is not how the people of Tainan's Nanxi district expected to spend their Lunar New Year's Eve. This impromptu meal is charity for those displaced by the 6.2 magnitude earthquake that hit southern Taiwan a week ago. A local temple has put together supplies of food, sleeping mats, and other essentials. The list of affected people is growing, as over 100 homes that were not originally thought to be damaged now start to crumble.
这1、2天又要过年了，真的是大家心里都很难受。阿妈唔知要哪过。
从来没有经历过这种地震，没有什么过年的感觉。
And it's hard to tell who really needs help. At this aid station, a group of 8 people posing as victims turned out to just be looking for a handout.
我已经劝诫他了，然后他就回我说：“你写在条白上面。” 这会让我觉得，我已经让你领了就算了，然后我就说告诫他说好，你有领了就好，就不要再领了。
But there are those who genuinely have nowhere to go, and those who may feel unsafe at home as aftershocks of 4.5 or greater continue. For these people, this new year will be remembered as the one they had to spend in a tent.
防寒的效果是不错的。目前这边满床可以容纳到100人。
As the rest of the country enjoys the holiday break, people in this part of the South face a mess to clean up and worries about what comes next. Eason Pan and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
A new chatbot released by a Chinese startup called DeepSeek has caused Nvidia's stock to plunge. Cadence Caranta tells us why.
Plunging shares for U.S. tech giant Nvidia, which sells specialized computer chips crucial to building AI systems. Powering everything from self-driving cars to ChatGPT. After growing rapidly for years, on the back of a global AI boom, the company's shares dropped around 17% on Monday alone. Why? Because of a Chinese AI startup called DeepSeek, releasing its latest chatbot app, which is rocking the industry because of the way it was made. To create a functional AI model, the company said it used thousands fewer chips than other companies, at a fraction of the cost, which could threaten Nvidia's business, suggesting its chips may be less crucial to the future of AI than once thought.
It is one of the things that I think people are really wondering is a company like Nvidia, where they were viewed as almost having a monopoly or a really, really strong moat around the whole chip and artificial intelligence ecosystem, that maybe that moat isn't quite as strong as what people originally thought.
In challenging the idea that building more powerful AI models requires more specialized chips and more money, DeepSeek's chatbot is also showing that building AI is possible for smaller companies, not just the world's largest. In response, U.S. President Donald Trump has urged American companies to find ways to compete.
The release of DeepSeek AI from a Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industries that we need to be laser focused on competing to win, because we have the greatest scientists in the world. Even Chinese leadership told me that.
The development has also driven down stocks of TSMC, the Taiwanese company that is the world's leading chip maker, which could in turn impact Taiwan's overall economy. Trump has also said he will place tariffs on semiconductor imports to improve domestic production, telling the U.S. House Republicans that he may impose 25%, 50%, or even 100% tax on Taiwan's chips, which would directly hit TSMC because it manufactures the critical technology for many U.S. companies. But at least one semiconductor industry analyst says DeepSeek has actually spent significantly more money on this model than claimed. The stock market may simply be responding to so much uncertainty around Nvidia's future, but what's not in question is the fear and focus on AI technology. Dolphine Chen and Cadence Quaranta for TaiwanPlus.
Diners in Hong Kong are gradually turning their backs on what was once a popular winter delicacy, snake soup. Like in Taiwan, snake meat has fallen out of favor due to concerns about animal welfare, environmental impacts, and the risk of disease. And as John Van Trieste reports, the start of the Year of the Snake will likely see demand shrink further.
From a wooden drawer, Chow Ka-ling pulls out a large snake, deftly controlling it as it tries to squirm away. Chow is known as Hong Kong's snake queen, both for her skills at catching serpents on the loose and for the fact she keeps them on the menu. In parts of East Asia, including Hong Kong, snake soup is a delicacy thought to fortify the body through the cold months. And since 1965, Chow's family has owned this eatery, appropriately called Snake King, serving up snake soup winter after winter to the masses. Over the decades, the business has had to adapt. One big change came with tougher public health rules following the 2003 SARS outbreak, thought to have jumped to humans from live wild animals. Today, the snake meat all comes frozen from Southeast Asia. The 3 resident snakes, Chow says, are just pets, kept for visitors to take photos with. But changes are still coming, and while the shop still has its loyal fans, snake meat is definitely out of favor. There are signs Hong Kong could be following the lead of Taipei, where the last specialty snake meat shop in the city's so-called Snake Alley closed in 2018.
揾唔到食嘅人就唔會有人入行啦。就算啊，將來我啲侄仔入行啊，不如你煲糖水好過啦，拖咩蛇啫，係咪啊？即係咁難做嘅生意唔好做啦，做咗3個月。
It's something regular diners at Chow's shop also see on the horizon.
因為真係越嚟越少喎，香港地唔知點解喎，可能後生嗰代唔中意食蛇啊，可能啊，對於蛇咧有啲恐懼咁嘅性質啊，所以應該後生嗰代咧越嚟越少人食蛇。即係有機會咧，呢個咁嘅行業嘅式微都唔定啊！如果喺香港嚟計啊。
Concern for animal welfare and changing tastes both partly explain the decline of snake meat consumption. But some researchers say this is far from the full picture.
SARS and COVID came up as one main reason, but then, there's a variety of other reasons. Some would say that, well, there's some people that have some issues with or have potential environmental concerns about consuming wild meat such as snakes and that type of thing. And then some also related it to climatic warming, where the weather is warmer, so people don't feel as cold and might not want to eat snakes as much.
Chow Ka-ling says she's going to hold on for now, but she's one of a dwindling number of eateries still in the snake meat business, as aging chefs and falling demand see other shops shutter. It's a trend the coming Year of the Snake is unlikely to help reverse. James Lin and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Celebrating holidays away from home can be a bittersweet experience. For some Hong Kongers in Taiwan, a Lunar New Year market brought some small comforts for those who left their beloved city behind. Tiffany Wong reports.
Seeking a sense of home, hundreds of Hong Kongers in Taiwan passed through a special New Year's market with the scent of egg waffles and the sounds of cantopop carried in the air. For many, the familiar sights and sounds are a warm reminder of Lunar New Year's spent at home in Hong Kong.
这里说广东话都可以，对，就很有气氛的，对，那大家都同声同气。
就是我们会有特别的联菜，像这一种就是港式的煲汤，我们会用一些海味干货去煲一些点菜的汤，这样子。通常是过年的时候特别会吃到。
But for others, the bright holiday market is laced with bittersweet reminders of the place they'd left behind. A growing number of Hong Kongers are becoming expats in Taiwan after the city saw clashes between police and pro-democracy protesters in 2019. More crackdowns by the Beijing-approved government have caused an exodus of Hong Kongers who still long to see a democratic future for their home, but find it too risky to stay behind.
我在这里没有家人，怎么样过年就没有怎么样啊，就好好活着就已经很好了，就没有怎么样，还是觉得很难得，就是在这边可以卖一些。香港不可以卖的书，那边有那个连农场，是有一种回忆，我可以回忆过去我们还有连农场的时候。
The use of Lenin walls, where people would post messages advocating for freedom and democracy, sprang up in Hong Kong first during the Umbrella Movement of 2014, against Beijing's increasing control over the city, and again during the 2019 anti-extradition protests, until they officially became illegal under a Beijing-imposed national security law in 2020. While the dark shadows of political repression in Hong Kong linger, the market is simply a space for Hong Kongers to come together, to comfort each other, reminisce together, and make new memories in Taiwan.
I'm really grateful for all the Hong Kongers coming here. You know, let them know we have a base here and we can share our feelings, to meet each other here safely and to share their emotions here as well.
And no matter the political situation at home, the Hong Kong community in Taiwan will be there for each other, in times of sorrow and of celebration, a connection that only they can understand. John Su and Tiffany Wong in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
As Lunar New Year approaches in Vietnam, family elders across the country are making traditional, labor-intensive cakes. But as the country modernizes, it's unclear whether the next generation will be willing to continue making this Tet staple. Bryn Thomas reports.
Nguyen Thuy Thuy Hong unwraps the last of 5 sticky rice cakes, a traditional Vietnamese Lunar New Year dish known as Banh Trung in the north and Banh Tet in the south. This centuries-old holiday staple is filled with glutinous rice, green beans, and pork belly, and they took her 12 hours to cook over a wood fire.
Bị các thứ để gói bánh ấy là nó sẽ có cái không khí Tết, nó náo nức, nó vui, thế còn mình mua thì nó cũng rất là sẵn, nhưng mà nó không có cái không khí Tết, mà nó một cái gì đấy nó rất là cổ truyền ấy, nó rất là đáng yêu ấy. Bận một chút, mệt một chút nhưng mà mình sẽ thích hơn ấy.
In Vietnam, a country renowned for its food and Confucian traditions, these cakes are placed on altars as offerings to ancestors. While many families no longer make them from scratch, those who maintain the tradition usually leave the cooking to the elders. Hong's 23-year-old son, Nguyen Dao An Khoi, is already worried about taking on the responsibility of preparing the dish.
Vẫn sẽ muốn tiếp nối, còn cái việc mà mình tiếp nối được đến đâu và đến bao giờ ấy thì nó cũng hơi khó để mà trả lời. Tại vì ở cái thế hệ mình thì có thể có nhiều thứ phải lo ấy, nên cũng không chắc chắn về điều đấy.
This process of having the younger generation take on the task of cooking a cake is reflected in Vietnam's folklore. Legend has it that the Banh Trung recipe was first created thousands of years ago by a prince hoping to impress his father and win the throne. In the end, he was rewarded for his efforts.
Em nghĩ là em biết gói, tại vì cũng nhìn mẹ gói nhiều lần và cũng được mẹ chỉ cho gói vài lần ấy. Nhưng mà gọi là biết hơi hơi, gói đi không được đẹp lắm.
As Tet nears, the tradition of making Banh Trung at home faces decline. Even with people like Nguyen Dao An Khoi willing to spend half the day required to make the cakes. Still, with the rising prominence of mass-produced versions, Banh Trung or Banh Tet, a food from Vietnam's past, is assured a place in its future. Patrick Chen and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, check out these scenes of people celebrating the Year of the Snake in Chinatown in Buenos Aires. I'm Reece. Take care and see you next time.